Good morning, DFW Real Estate Producer Roundtable. How are you guys doing? I've got my Corona haircut here going on. This is what it usually looks like in the morning. Also, a little bit of a little stubble there, but that's what's to be expected in this time of day. Anyways, wanted to share with you all. So first of all, if you could see this is the Tiger King. While most of my competition, they're out watching this, binge watching Tiger King and other sorts on Netflix. I've been looking for ways to capitalize and be able to help all y'all with your businesses. And it's interesting. I woke up this morning and I was just kind of surfing the news, and this article right here. So this is my marketing professor actually sent this. He posted on LinkedIn, and it said the coronavirus outbreak has shifted the online competitive landscape. So what's interesting about this is it says that many retailers and brands, they're starting to ramp up e-commerce promotions. And big reason for that is because Amazon, they're the market leader when it comes to e-commerce. They are actually starting to experience slowdowns in non-essential goods. So when it comes to food and household cleaning products and medical supplies, they're prioritizing that over sporting equipment and other things. So you've got all of these other e-tailers that are coming into the picture to pick up on that slack. And it was really interesting because what's happened right now in the mortgage industry is that you have this huge flood of refinances. The business was actually up 500% in one of the weeks in February compared to the week before. And that's just unheard of. It's actually incredible that there's been so much volume. And what's happened is it's certainly filled the pipelines of a lot of mortgage companies, but it's made them a little sluggish. So there's been a little bit of a clog. And from some of you, I've received feedback that your purchases are actually there's a little bit of a delay, and also that you've got some loan officers that just don't have time for your clients. I want to put an end to that and let you know that the door is wide open. And it's not so much that it is the message to your clients. The message is not hey, we're here open for business, and convince every single person in your network that it's time to go buy a home because this is the best time on the world. It's actually probably not the best time in the world to go buy a home because there's a lot of fear and there's uncertainty and there's doubt, and people are some people are scared. Really, everyone's job, my job, is to assess that risk, assess that person's, and take a temperature and get an understanding of where they are, right? So when I talk to clients and they tell me that, I just can't do anything, well, it's not my job. That's welcoming a lawsuit, right? So, our job as professionals is to assess that risk. And I have some clients where they want to take all the, precautionary measures, and, they want to have 0% contact face-to-face in the whole process. And the best part is our company, we've actually designed our platform to do that. And we've been able to do that in a record amount of time. So, one of the things that's interesting is that, and then kind of the flip side of that is you also have clients that they're fine with moving forward. They don't really care about wearing gloves or masks or anything else, and that's fine too, right? So it's all about really taking that temperature of the client and understanding what's going to be important to them, right? That's the real key. So where I see the opportunity is really in the purchase business, and I'll show you an example. So, right now, if you look at most refinances, you're going to get rates on a 30-year fixed in the fours, right? So mid fours, maybe low fours. But if you look at a purchase, it's a completely different story. So I will show you what I mean. So here's an interest rate update right here. So you can see 30-year fixed is at 3.5%, and this is just a sample rate, right? So this is just my standard rate sheet that's that I can share with the public. But this is saying it's a purchase price of $400,000, down payment of 25%, excellent credit. And I based this in Dallas, Texas, as the property. And this is a primary residence, right? But this is just an example, right? So if you look at the market, where the market wants you to go, it's showing the market moving towards purchases, right? So you look at the 30-year, the 15, these are rates that you're looking at, that we're been accustomed to February on, right? Where we've seen these nice 30-year fixed and 15-year rates in the 2s and the 3s, right? So you're getting that on the purchase side of the business. You're not necessarily getting that on the refi side of the business. And there's a big reason for that. So first of all, with a purchase, you can't refinance a purchase once you buy a home. You can't refi at least 6 months, right? So most lenders, they have early payoffs and early payoff penalties. And when you refinance within that 6-month window, it actually cuts into our commission. They claw it back, which is not a fun thing to do. I've had it happen one time on a property in Texas, and certainly don't want to repeat that because it hurts. Ouch. Imagine getting your commission clawed back. So it's the same thing with lenders, right? So they want you to hold that loan for as long as possible. So they're incentivizing where they see the opportunity. They're incentivizing the purchase business because they're not going to have these early payoffs. Whereas the refi business, there can be an early payoff. So just imagine, if we had, those amazingly low rates in February, and they were at 3.5% or 3.25 on a refi on a 30-year fixed, and then all of a sudden March happens, and then April happens, and then the rates drop again and again and again. All it's going to be is just this constant refi cycle, because lenders, they're trying to generate commissions, and that's what the business is all about. But also, people want to get the lowest rate possible. So the market has actually inflated these particular areas, and specifically to the refi business. Now, one other thing that's important is you can also not just look at the purchase side of the business where there's that opportunity, but also if you've got somebody that has a little bit extra, they've got a little bit extra money where they have to put more down potentially, or even paying points, right? So I was looking at a client where if he was able to pay points, he was able to lock in at a really low rate. And that's another thing, is the market is incentivizing you to focus on where that opportunity is, right? So if you're paying points, that 3.5, you might get it for an even lower rate by paying those points. So the reality is, for those clients that are willing and excited to move forward in this particular environment, it's all about supporting them, right? So right now, you've got, our company, we've come out with guarantee rate, we've come out with 0% contact in the cycle. So that all starts with the appraisals. So if I look at the appraisals, just one second here, let that little guy go. There we go. So right now, if you've got a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loan, we're actually, and this is the government that did this. This isn't just guaranteed rate. This is actually the government, right? So for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, we're able to do desktop appraisals. So what that means is the appraiser, so we're ordering the appraisals just like we normally do, but they're not actually visiting the home, right? So they're not going in and meeting with meeting with the seller and all of that on a primary residence. And same thing with the second home or an investment property where they put down more than 15%. So we're doing desktop appraisals. So that is where an appraiser gets to stay at their home and be safe. And they're able to pull comps, and this is a temporary measure to align with the 0% contact. In addition to that, we also have alternative appraisals, and this is changing all of the time, but we're working with our jumbo lenders, our VA lenders, FHA, and I think FHA actually just announced that they're also going to the desktop procedure, right, when it comes to appraisals. But when you look at an appraisal with a jumbo lender, what we're looking there is the appraiser, they'll come to the house, they'll stay outside, they'll take pictures, but then either in their car or if it's a nice day, they could be out on the yard. They will, they'll actually FaceTime. So they'll FaceTime the homeowner. And this is, a lot of these are refis that we're doing. But they'll FaceTime the homeowner and they'll be able to walk around and say, okay, sit in that, stand in that corner and take a picture, right? Take the little picture. So we've got that, right? So these are just ways that we're aligning the whole cycle where, it's not that we're being overly cautious. It's just being sensitive to what is going on right now, right? So it is a real risk. So we're assessing that risk and making people feel as comfortable as possible. That's what it's all about, right? It's all about being comfortable. That's the whole piece. Now, another thing is I've got a little video here, at the end, you've got, and really that's, when it comes to the lending side of things, there's only really two places where, there's any face-to-face, and that's the appraisal. And then that's also the actual signing of the loan documents. So we've got a service, it's called Flash Close, and we've had this for over a year, and we actually won awards with it. But what we've done is for any document that doesn't need to be notarized, we've sent those documents ahead of time to our borrowers where they can just DocuSign them, right? So they just pull it up on their phone, they pull it up on their laptop, they go through the documents, and they just, digital signature, do, right? So they get all those. And on top of that, we've now condensed that process and combined the process where we're actually adding what's known as an e-close, right? So I'll show this little video to you. So that's not the video. Hold on. That's still not the video. And 1 second here. Let's get that video here. Still not the video. Where did it go? There we go. All right. Everybody see this? Okay, here we go. Table. Did you guys all see that? It's pretty cool, right? So we're able to actually, hook up with an online notary, and that notary, they actually meet via webcam, and the notary and the borrower, so that we're able to do this in a secure environment. They hold up their ID to the screen, and they're able to sign those loan docs from the comfort of their home and safety of their home. So that's what I've got for you today. I just wanted to let you know I'm here to help. And I'm really focused on where that opportunity is. And right now, that opportunity is supporting you in the purchase market. Just because you've got a global pandemic going on, people still are buying homes, and they need shelter. It's one of the necessities in life. So that's really where I'm helping my agents, and I'm really focused on. So I wish all of you well. Hope you are safe. Hope you're healthy, and really appreciate all the support. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.